Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, guys, this is going to be a wild live stream. Now, I'm going to be asking the question from an article from the BBC. Have we just had an admission of evil in the United Kingdom? Also, I'm going to be talking about an armed revolt in the United Kingdom. Again, guys, listen, I want to make this very clear from the get-go. I'm not calling for an armed revolution. What I'm saying is, I'm going to be talking about an article released by the BBC yesterday, the 18th of December, and I will be sharing that with you guys. Okay, so just for clarification, I'm not calling for an armed revolt. I don't want anybody knocking on my door. Saying I've been calling for an armed revolt. I've not. What I'm doing right now, I am letting you guys know what the BBC are saying. You know what, guys, to be fair, I don't think an armed revolt would work. It'd be counterproductive. Anyway, before I get onto that, guys, I want to share a few videos with you because there's a woman, I think she's called Alex Phillips, and she absolutely 100% sums up the way people are feeling in the United Kingdom right now. So I'll share this video with you. I'll jump on to the chat and then I think we'll, not that one. Sometimes I forget how to share videos and then we'll continue.
Hate being here. I hate it.
Yeah. So I don't really know who this woman is. I think she's, I'm pretty sure she's a newsreader from somewhere. But anyway, she's doing an interview. I feel exactly the same as her right now. You know, I've spent a lot of my time in the military, working with the government, trying to do as best I can to make things better. Literally, you know, to make things better for people in this country. And it does seem like I've worked all my life. I'm 43. It seems like I've worked all my life and now I'm being told, oh, actually, I'm the problem now. It's me that's the problem. I've worked all my life. I've contributed tax. I've probably brought into this country, you know, I don't know, it's not that much, but I've probably brought into this country over the years, well over £1 million from other countries, you know, and Now I feel like I'm the bad guy. I feel like I'm the bad guy and I just need to shut up and keep paying my taxes. So let's listen to what this lady says.
You know how much taxes I pay? Like, why am I living in a country where I hate being here? I hate it. Yeah. I hate London. I despise it. I'm not safe. I'm not protected. I'm the one who's constantly out there in the world. Oh, you're a monster. You're a Nazi. You're a racist. You're a xenophobe. Be kind. Fuck off. Be kind. Fuck off.
This is how people are feeling right now. You know, we're being told that, you know, whenever one of these incidents happen, you know, we're being told that we're a tolerant nation and we're tolerant and we we're unity and we won't let things divide us and you know we're all in this together. She's saying fuck off. I'm saying I'm not so sure that I'm into this tolerance anymore.
I lived 41 years of my life working hard, dragging myself up from a working class family to get where I am, to pay this tax. And my thanks is to be name called, have my car bashed in, groped, mugged, outpriced from the housing market. Fuck off.
That is literally how people feel right now, guys. You know, we're living in this very peculiar world where people are struggling to pay their taxes. I mean, look, guys, the jobs market's pretty much collapsed right now. Where people are struggling to work, to put food on the table. The more they work, the more they get taxed. And now they can't buy houses because the government are buying houses with that tax money, pumping the prices up. So those people who were paying tax can't afford to buy a house themselves. It's crackers, guys. And, you know, the crux of this live stream, when I'm saying armed revolt, I want to be clear, guys, I'm not calling for an armed revolt. I'm going to come on to a BBC article in a minute.
That's how I feel. That's how a lot of people out there are feeling, which is why people are leaving. And 5 years, even 2 years ago, it wasn't this bad.
So what have I said? You know, this time next year, 2026, we are going to look at 2026. We will look at December 2026. We will look back at December 2025 and think, yeah, things weren't that bad. Things weren't that bad. So I'm going to share with you guys another video now. This is a video that was recently released by the UK government on if you're in an abusive relationship. I'm gonna stop it. In fact, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play this video, then I'll play it again, and I'll stop it. It's only 30 seconds. I'm gonna play the video. I'll play it in its entirety. I'll then rewatch it. Like I said, it's only 30 seconds. And then I'll stop it at various parts and ask you guys questions. So this is a video released by the UK government. And you guys need to be, I need to share it, right?
Hey, bye.
Tracking her every move. Restricting her from going online.
Hi, sweetheart. Your dad and I are starting to get worried. Please call us back.
And isolating her from her family is abuse. Enough. End violence against women and girls.
Okay, so they're talking about violence against women and girls. Now, listen, this goes to men as well. All right, I do think there's a lot of violence against men. It's just not spoken about. So let's play this video again, and I'm going to stop this at various points. Now, this, I'm going to assume we want to stop violence to men as well. But they're focusing on women. So women, I'm asking you a question, and also men. I'm asking, and those people who don't identify as men or women. So let's play the video again.
Love you. Bye.
Tracking her every move.
Okay, do we think that we are generally, do we think that people in the United Kingdom are being tracked by the government, i.e. on your phones, facial recognition, potentially when it comes in digital ID? Do you think the government is tracking us? I don't know. Do you think the government are tracking our every move? I don't know.
Restricting her from going online.
Okay, do we think, have there been, in fact, you know what, guys, I'm going to ask you a question because I don't know. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Have there been laws recently? I don't know, something like an online safety bill that restricts access to the internet? I don't know. I don't know if that thing's happened. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But has anything like that happened in the United Kingdom recently? Do we think that's happened? I don't know. Let me know in the chat.
Hi, sweetheart. Your dad and I are starting to get worried. Please call us back.
And isolating her from her family is abuse.
And isolating people from their families. I don't know if there's ever been a time in the United Kingdom where people have said, right, you've got to stay at home. You're not allowed to go and see your family. You're not allowed to go and see your loved ones. So if you've answered yes to those three questions, or potentially even one of those questions, from this definition, from the government's very own definition.
Enough. End violence against women and girls.
That's not a good thing. So it could be argued that we are in a, and if you answered yes to any of those questions, guys, I don't know. And if you answered yes, you could be in a violent relationship with the government, tracking your phone, restricting your online access, and not letting you see your friends. I don't know. Has that happened in the United Kingdom recently? I don't know. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Right, in fact, let me put the chat on, guys. Let me put the chat on. Cheryl Heppelstone is saying most definitely yes. Millie Mono is saying, I know a lot of people who are getting censored whilst trying to post comments. I don't have anything to do with the comment censoring, guys. I've got no say in the comment censoring. I don't censor any comments, and I've stopped banning blocking people as well. I don't really feel like I should block people. Anyway, look, guys, I'm going to jump onto the main chunk of this live stream right now. And I want to be quite clear. I'm going to be talking about an armed revolt in the United Kingdom. And I'm asking a question. Has there just been in the mainstream media an admission of evil? So I want to be clear, guys. I'm going from a BBC article. Where is it? This one. So let's share this and see what let's share this and see what it's all about. Okay. So COVID denier jailed for 3 years after urging armed revolt. So I want to keep saying this, guys. I'm not saying there should be an armed revolt. I'm just going off this article, okay? So let's unpack this a little bit, okay? Because like when you go down this, it starts to get really dystopian. And I'll show you what I mean. So this was an article released on the 18th of December, 2025. A COVID denier from South London has been sentenced to 3 years and 3 months in prison after urging people to stage an armed revolt during the pandemic. The Old Bailey heard 60-year-old Paul Martin was a prolific poster in a Telegram group called The Resistance UK and called on people to attack the UK's infrastructure. Martin hoarded weapons in his flat in South Norwood, including crossbows, pistols. Although he was cleared of collecting them for the purposes of terrorism, he was found guilty of encouraging terrorism. So let me just be quite clear, ladies and gentlemen, and I've always said this, like, don't do that, all right? Don't do that. It's not worth it. You know, it's like driving on the wrong side of the road. Yes, the road might be clear, but you're going to have a crash. It's going to end badly for you. All right. So just don't do that. Martin denied both charges. He maintained during his trial that the 2 crossbows were purely for sport. Right. I'm not interested about that. Where are we? Here we are. So here's the thing that they're quoting. So they're quoting that in December 2020, he wrote, "It's a war. You'd better get ready to smash skulls and destroy evil." Now, to destroy evil, if that's what, if that's one of the things that they are, if that's one of the things that you're getting done for. So if you want to destroy evil, again, guys, look, tell me I'm wrong. If you want to destroy evil, you may be sent to prison. That's the way I'm reading it. Like, and he's saying it's a war, you better get ready. And obviously he's a conspiracy theorist. He's an absolute conspiracy theorist, guys. He's an absolute conspiracy theorist because if you deny things, you're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, all right? I'm absolutely not a conspiracy theorist. What I will do, though, is I'll show you guys a quick video that Andrew Bridgham posted. So Andrew Bridgham posted this. Again, I'm not posting this, guys. So remember, if you're a COVID denier, you're a conspiracy theorist, and you should, go to jail. But I'm just going to share this video with you. Andrew Bridgham posted this, not me. This is openly available. It's open source. Anybody can view it.
Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, the 13th of December, and I've been watching with interest and great concern the big push, the NHS, National Armed Service hysteria around getting your kids flu sprayed up the nose. And I wanted to recount a story from the beginning of this bullshit when my son first started secondary school, or he was about to, and it's Hazley School in Milton Keynes. Okay, so I preemptively emailed the school before the September start and said to them, I'm a funeral director. I'm seeing a worrying trend where.
Okay, so this guy, and I don't know the credibility, but this guy he's claiming to, look, guys, and I want to be quite clear, I don't know the credibility, I don't know this guy, Andrew Bridgham posted this. I do know very well, I'm not going to tell you how, I know very well, like really well, a funeral director. And I spoke to him round about 2020, because I see him very often, and his wife. And I said to him, do you know what? I'm not even going to say what I said to him because I may get arrested and sent to jail. What I'll say is he told me similar to this. So this guy's a funeral director. Let's go back a second.
So I preemptively emailed the school before the September start and said to them, I'm a funeral director. I'm seeing a worrying trend where I'm putting vaccine recipients into coffins, so on and so forth. A long email and to preemptively tell them, I don't give you consent to vaccinate my child. I know you've got a schedule. I know you've got a vaccine nurse. Don't touch him. And didn't get a reply to the email. Surprise, surprise. But 3-4 days later, I took a phone call from Hazley School, and this girl identified herself as Sarah, the immunisation nurse. It's just about your email, Mr. O'Looney. And she...
Okay, I think he's been a bit degrading to this nurse, Sarah. And I will come on to, I'll come on to some psychology in a minute.
He went on to have a chat with me, and I basically told her what I've told you guys, what I was seeing, and I thought she would think, oh, he's a fucking anti-vaccinator, because they're all programmed and brainwashed and paid to poison, aren't they?
Are you sat down? Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Because I know what you're thinking is coming, right?
And they're brainwashed and paid to poison, aren't they? She openly fucking admitted it. She openly admitted that she knew the risks and she knew the damage that it could do children. So I kind of sat back a second, and because it put me off on the back foot, you know. I didn't expect a full admission. So I kind of said to her, I say, okay, Sarah. I said, have you got children? She went, oh, yes, I've got 2. And I think at the time she said they were 10 and 8. And I said, would you vaccinate them then, Sarah? She went, oh, no. Oh, no. I said, so you know the risk to children. You've got 2 kids of your own that you won't vaccinate, but you'll vaccinate mine. Well, I have to, she said. It's my job.
Did you hear that? I have to. It's my job. So you know what I say to you guys? You know, we don't have a legal framework to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. Sarah, she's gonna carry out the will of the government because it's her job. And look, guys, I'm 100% not being negative towards the Sarah who's carrying out her job. What I'm saying is, people don't understand how financially shackled people are right now, and people don't want to lose their job, so they will do whatever they can to keep their jobs.
I have to. These people are fucking insane. So for anyone thinking of getting their kids vaccinated.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there because he's quite distasteful about that lady, Sarah. And, you know, I do understand the psychology of this. You know, you've got to understand the psychology of these things en masse. So, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this is going to happen. But if the government in the United Kingdom passed the bill where everybody's firstborn child had to be given to the government and you never saw them again, and the gavel went down and that was a law, I'll ask you guys this question again. Do you think people would oblige that law? Do you think there'd be knocks on the door? Hello, Sean. Yeah, hand over your firstborn child. Oh, but they're only 2 weeks. Yeah, but it's the government law. We've got to. And where does it go? Oh, I don't know. We hand it to this doctor, and then that doctor hands it to another doctor, and then we never see them again. But it's all part of it's all part of the legal process. It's all legal. This is why it's so important, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Armed revolt? No. No, that's not the way forward. The only way to stop an armed revolt and to stop an all-out civil war is that people come together and we start to have a legitimate legal framework where where people can oppose the government. You can't oppose the government right now, guys, okay? Allegedly, we can't even, as from that BBC article, we can't even oppose evil. So obviously that, the first man on the BBC article, he is a COVID denier. I'm not a COVID denier, guys. I'm all about the government. We should all do what the government says. Absolutely. Let's go in there and do what the government says. But, you guys can understand now why it's so important. Why it's so important to get that legal framework. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Edward is saying, I saw him talking about the bioweapon when lockdown was happening. He's a funeral director. Look, guys, I know I can't. You know what I will do? The next time I see him, and I do see him quite often, I'll say, so I know a funeral director. And what I'll say to him is I'll say, will you let me interview you? And I will sit on those chairs with him. I'll sit on those chairs with him. I'll do a live stream and I will ask him, I'll say, mate, I'm not going to mention his name. Can you tell me what you told me in 2020 about the people, that the uptick in deaths that were coming in and why they were dying? And don't forget, these funeral directors, they inspect the bodies afterwards and they do some stuff to them. So if you know what I would suggest as well? I would say do your own research, guys, okay? Go and speak to a funeral director. Go and speak to a funeral director. So that is happening. That is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely happening. That's there. That's real. Also, we've got this migrant crisis in the United Kingdom. Now, I've not spoke about this for a while, but what I want to do now is I just want to share another video with you guys. And I want to share this video with you guys. And I want people to give me your honest opinion, right? If this gentleman here, how do you think this gentleman would react? Like, do you know what? I'm not even going to say that. Is this the type of gentleman you feel would enrich our country? So I'm just going to share this with you. Do you think this is the type of gentleman? Oh, listen, guys, this is going to get wild as well. At the end of this live stream, I'm going to go on a path. At the end of this live stream, maybe about 45 minutes or something, I am going to go down a path. And it's going to be wild, all right? So it's going to be totally off topic, okay? But let me share this video with you guys. I want you guys, look, guys, if you're on right now, can you please give me your honest opinion about this video? Let me know what you think about the gentleman. Would you like this? Do you think you could work with this gentleman? Do you think you could work with him? How do you think this gentleman would treat a little old lady at the council office? Before we get on, guys, I don't know where this video's from. I believe it's from Manchester. But you know, this guy, he's living in a tent on a pallet. The first question is, those living conditions, do you think prison would be better?
Who is talking to? Let me hear what I show you, what I have. This one, you just put me in jail, my friend. I don't want to say in your country, motherfucker. What is this?
Okay, in respect to him, I don't know what he said. All I heard is motherfucker, right? And I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't know what he said.
Fucking fucking this, what is this, motherfucker?
I don't care about that.
I will show you. If it was not this one, okay, I will fuck away from here. You just give me this one. Okay. There is no room for me. There is no house for me. Huh? There is nothing for me. My friend,
I'm not
in France, understand me? This is your fucking country is like this, motherfucker.
So he's obviously not happy. And, you know, I do want to be fair. I don't know what the previous context to this is. I don't know if he's been aggregated or I don't know if he's been aggravated or not. But what I'm getting at here is we're now starting to see these tented cities in the, like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that's not tell me, guys, that behind him there is not a tented city. Tell me I'm wrong. It looks like a tented city to me.
I know.
Like this, my friend.
Maybe a tented village.
I think it's shit. I think it's shit as well.
I say, fuck your country, motherfucker.
I think it's shit as well.
You will get your room. You understand me? No, fuck your country, my friend. Fuck your country. Yeah, fuck your country, my friend.
So, you know, this gentleman here, and again, I don't know the background. I don't know the context, but do you think this gentleman is likely to commit crime right now? You know, do you think he's likely to go into a store and rob something if he wants something? Do you think he's likely to assault someone? I don't know. He's very irate. He's got nothing to lose, you know. So what is the worst case scenario? They put him in a prison with the central heating on, with a nice warm bed, you know, and 3 meals a day.
My country.
Fuck your country. I say, fuck your country.
All right.
Fuck your country. Shut up. Fuck
They're all women.
Fuck England, I say. Fuck England. Yeah. Go to Germany. Go to Switzerland.
Like, if you were walking past with your kids, you know, if you're a single woman, or if you're a woman on your own with your kids, little toddlers, you know, and you're walking past and this man comes up to you, and I've seen this done. I've seen this, you know. He comes up to you and he says, you know, I need some money. Give me some money. You give me some money now. Give me some money. I need some money. Like, as a, you know, you'd be scared. You know, you would be scared. You would. And I think that wouldn't be theft because you'd be giving it him. That he'd be coming over and asking you potentially, you know, very aggressively. Now, I've seen that. I'm not saying this gentleman would. What I'm saying is I've seen that, you know, in other countries, you know, when people come up and they ask you for money, but they're very aggressive and they're very in your face. And you pull your wallet out and they say, oh, you know, you give it me all. You give it me all right now. They're very aggressive. And, you know, you give it them. So that's not theft.
Friends, if you have this one, you will work. You will work everywhere. This is fucking jail, this life. You understand me? This one. Man, you just give me this one to stay here. You understand?
Yeah.
There is no job. There is no room.
No job. No
there
room.
is no life.
No.
Fuck your country.
What did they?
Just 1 month, 2 days ago, I come from France.
2 days ago.
2 days ago,
I mean, there's clearly a moral to this story, but let's just let the video go, guys. And I want you guys to like, and you know, I need to keep repeating this. I don't know what's going on in this guy's life. I'll be quite clear. Everybody has bad days, you know. Everybody has bad days. What do you think this man is likely to do? Do you think he's likely to stay living in that tent until his asylum claim is accepted or rejected? And if his asylum claim is rejected, do you think he's going to go back to France or something? Like, you know, what do you think, like, the outcome for that gentleman is?
for you.
So you come here from France 2 days ago?
No. Look, I was going holiday. 14th of December, I come back.
Yeah.
All my friends, they have this one. They are working. They have room.
Why are you not working?
Because your country is like this.
Okay, so what I think's happening here is I think some of his friends came over and his friends got put into a hotel and then they've now potentially got jobs. I don't know. I'm just reading between the lines here, guys, because he said, my friends come, they have the room and they're working.
There is no right here. No human right. Are you using people? You are giving this one. You are giving people this one. Good for you. Very bad for us.
Would you like a hot drink?
You not see this one? I can buy for myself.
Can I go and get a hot chocolate for you?
I can buy for myself, my friend. If you can do something, just take our life because we have lived to remain in your country.
I'll do this.
You understand?
Yeah.
We have this one. Why you give me this one? Why? What I need is job. What I need is work. Why, yo, take your food, my friend.
Why are you showing her?
These people are being nice to you, though.
I am not hungry because I believe in people like this.
No, you're safe because you're here. These people are trying to look after you, though. We're trying to be nice to you. We're trying to be nice to you.
Hey, yo, get the fuck away.
All right, mate. See you later. Yeah. Don't spit at me like that. Don't spit at me like that. That's not nice. That's not nice.
So, you know, you guys have probably seen this video. Now, I just want you guys to look at the tents, right? I think this is Manchester. I can't confirm it. I'm pretty sure this is Manchester. But, you know, this has started now. Like, tented cities are building up, guys. Tented cities are building up in our country right now. Like, where do you think this ends? Oh, look, guys, I literally warned about this. Was it last week or the week before? So I went out to Cali like last weekend or whenever it was. And I saw this with my own eyes. Can you imagine now these tented cities? Like, where's the incentive for these people? Where's the incentive for these people to stay in those houses, you know, in those tented cities when it's cold, there's no hot water, there's no hot food, you know? I saw this in Cali in real time. If you look, guys, I know there's the Raise the Colors guys and they're going out there. one thing that struck me was the rural location. So you can imagine now, and I think these will already start to be set up in woods, in woodland area, in just random places. These tented cities will start to pop up, and you'll have all these, you know, migrants who are living, roaming free. How do you think that is for the kids, for the mums, for the dads, for the families that live in the nearby houses, right? Because now you've got all these unknown men roaming the streets in the middle of the night with blankets on them, looking in your windows. Like, how are you going to feel about that? You know, how would you feel about, like, honestly, guys, how would you feel if that man knocked on your... Look, guys, and I need to be quite clear. I don't know the context behind this guy. I don't know what's happened, but I'm just saying, if that man right there and then knocked on your window, knocked on your door at 6 o'clock tonight, and he was very aggressive, and he was that demeanor, and he was asking you to, he was saying, I need to come in, I am cold, I need to, what would you do? What would you do if he pushed, like, you know? And the more these tented cities build up, again, guys, look, tell me I'm wrong. Please put it in the chat. If you guys didn't see well, it's not a tented city. If you guys didn't see tented accommodation there, you know, call me wrong. Say, Sean, that's not tented accommodation. They're Boy Scouts and they're camping in Manchester City Centre, whatever. That's the reality, all right? That's the reality now, and these things are going to spread. We've already seen these in London. You know, there's these tented cities in London that keep getting moved on. So that is where we are right now, guys. You know, so where does this end? Tell me the runoff. You know, guys, tell me the runoff to this. Tell me how this gets, you know, we can't deport people. We can't look after people. Tell me where this ends. Tell me the natural runoff. Oh, we're going to vote for Farage. We're going to vote for Farage in 2029. Okay, fine. Let's just pretend. Let's just play it out. Okay, let's just play it out. Right. Okay, so we vote for Farage in 2029, and let's just say Farage has got an overwhelming majority, and it's now a reform government. All right, and it's now a everybody. Let's just say, like, everybody, the whole of the government. Labour, the Conservatives, Liberal Democrats, they didn't get one seat. Let's just go with that, right? Let's just say that, right? How many of these people between now and that election cycle in 2020, 2029, how many more of these people do you think will be in our country? And what do you think they're going to do when people try and remove them? It's going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be absolutely wild. You know, I don't know if you guys see what's coming. I think you do, because obviously you're following my channel. I don't know if you see this coming. I've got another video here as well. So this is another video. So when we're talking about, you know, the type of people that we're letting into this country, let me share this video with you guys. And look, this is a little bit for all you girls out there, for all the women, for everybody who's got children, everybody who's got young girls. This is going to chill you. If you're a woman, or you know a woman, or you know a girl, or you've got young children, this, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, will absolutely chill you. So I actually had to Google what FGM is. I had to Google what FGM was. I did it. I had to Google what FGM was. Now, if you know what it is, that's fine. I wouldn't suggest anybody Googles that, because it sent a chill down me and a sadness. Well, look, guys, look, ladies and gentlemen, right? I do war. You know, I do Eastern Europe. I do conflict. I do guns, tanks, bombs, trains, planes, automobiles, tactics, 5.56, 5.45, 7.62 long, 7.62 short, bayonets fixed, over the top, 6-section battle drills, assault suppressed reserve. I know all about that stuff. When we're talking about, you know, this sort of stuff, FGM, I had to Google what that was. And it saddened me and it chilled me to think that people have this opinion and they live in our country. Now, listen to this voice of this woman. Listen to the voice of the woman that's talking. every time she says the word white, if you change that to black, that would be racist. But she's saying white, so it's not racist. Every time she uses the word white woman or white nurse, imagine if somebody was saying black woman or black nurse. I think that would be racist. But because they're using the white word, it's not racist. I don't know, but that's what it seems to me.
You live in Europe. You do not know how the custom work. You got to respect the custom.
I don't have to
When I
respect
came
anything.
here,
I don't
when
have
I
to
came
respect
here, I had a
anything that
child.
involves cutting a child's vagina.
It's not cutting their vagina. Don't exaggerate what is done.
Oh, I
If
don't
you
need to. I
exaggerate
think your
it, it's
description is a
it's not-
lot more exaggerated than
No,
anything
you
I'm
see,
saying.
when I had my young child, this is 40-something years ago, I live in East London. I nearly had my child done. You know how I didn't do it? Because a white European midwife said, no, you do not have it done in this country. And I say, why not? She said, because we done. I say, well, I'm getting someone to do it. She goes, I'll report you. That's why I stopped. I didn't do it. For me, I didn't see anything wrong with what I was about to do.
Did you get that? Did you get that there? Did you hear that? I didn't see anything wrong with what I was about to do.
I stopped. I didn't do it. For me, I didn't see anything wrong with what I was about to do.
Now, here lies the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Here lies the problem. Different cultures, have different, different belief systems. And I'm all for that, guys. I really am, The problem is, and I'm going to use, this, I'm just going to use FGM because I'm not going to, because it is quite horrific when you know what that actually is to young girls. How often is this practice done?
How was your daughter as she grew up?
I told her.
How was
she?
she?
Didn't have it. She said, oh, terrible. You nearly had me done. I said, yeah, that's my custom.
But how was she? Did she go?
So her daughter thought it was terrible to have for this thing to be done.
Sexually crazy at the age of 14, or did she constantly?
We do 8 days old.
But you're talking about the development of the clitoris and sexual pleasure. Did she go out of her mind when she went through puberty?
She didn't have it done. She didn't have it.
Yeah, but the point is, without it being done, she's perfectly fine, isn't she?
I cannot tell because the white midwife said it cannot be done when I live in East London, Ilford.
Well, good on that midwife, I say. I'm sorry, Teresa, we're not going to agree.
So, are these the type of people that we want in our country? I don't know. Look, diversity is our strength and everything, So I've just shared with you guys a woman, right? A woman, I'm assuming she's, I can't remember where she said she was from. But what they're talking about there is something absolutely wild. Like, it's so disgusting. I'm not gonna say what it is. You guys can probably get from the chat. I had to Google what this is because I didn't know. I'm like, what the fuck's FGM? And when I read it, I was so saddened. That this is actually common practice in many parts in Africa. So are these the type of people we want in our country? And listen how she was, as far as I'm concerned, she was very derogative about the white nurse. And she was calling us, she was very, she's saying, this white European nurse, oh, we hate these white European, which she didn't say we hate these, but she was being her tone was very negative about a white European nurse who stopped her doing something I would consider is really bad to her daughter. And even the lady herself, when she mentioned it, she said, have you spoke to your daughter? She said, yes. She said it was terrible, i.e. the procedure was terrible. So I bet her daughter, I'm going to assume that her daughter is thankful of that white European nurse. That's what I'm just going to say. I'm going to say that because her daughter wouldn't have said it was terrible if she was like, oh, Mom, I'll go and do it myself. Get me the garden things. It's ridiculous. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are going absolutely bonkers right now. Has there been an admission of evil in the United Kingdom? Armed revolt in the United Kingdom, migrant crisis, it's gonna get wild. So let's just go right back, guys, to the first article, because I'm talking right now about the armed, well, let me actually be clear. Let me share this article with you from the BBC, because I don't want to get Lucy Conley. So let me just share this. COVID denier jailed for 3 years after urging armed revolt. All right, and I want to be quite clear. I don't think anyone should. I don't think there should be an armed revolt. I think the first steps is to have a. I think the first step for people to take back control of your lives. And look, nobody does this. Nobody does this. The first thing to do to take back control of your lives, ladies and gentlemen, is make sure you've hit those buttons down below, the like, subscribe, the bell notification. But I've been talking about this for a while. Here in the United Kingdom, we need some sort of legal framework to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government, because we do not have any. We have none. So let me go down here. A COVID denier from South London has been sentenced to 3 years and 3 months in prison after urging people to stage an armed revolt during the pandemic. The Old Bailey, the 60-year-old Paul Martin, was a prolific poster in a Telegram group called The Resistance UK and called on people to attack the UK's infrastructure. Martin, if I can highlight this, Martin hoarded weapons in his flat in South Norwood, including crossbows and pistols. Although he was cleared of collecting them for the purpose of terrorism, he was found guilty of encouraging terrorism. Martin has denied both charges. Don't do that either, guys. Literally, like all my videos, don't buy anything. If you're going to spend your money and you want to protect yourself and your family, extend the fuel tank on your car, buy some water, buy food, weapons. They're not right for the United Kingdom, guys. They're not, they don't work in the United Kingdom. We don't have the same situation in the United Kingdom as they do in the United States. Right. Here's the bit, guys. We want to talk about evil. Okay. So look at that article. Look at that little sentence there. In December, he wrote, "It's a war. You better get ready to smash skulls and destroy evil." So I think, so what is the crime here? Is the crime that he wanted? So what's the crime? Is the crime that he wanted to destroy evil? Is that the crime? So he's being sent to jail for wanting to destroy evil? Is that the crime? What is the crime? It's a war. You better get ready to smash skulls and destroy evil. I need the context on this, guys. I really do. I need the context. I really do need. We really need the context of that, because it's Oh, here's another conspiracy. Guys, let me share this back with you. Let me share it, because this gets worse or better, whichever way you're looking at it. So another one of the comments he made. Another comment he made is look, guys, I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying that this is what the BBC are reporting. Okay, so I'm not saying this is right at all. I'm not. I'm saying that this is what he said. So he's saying, the simple fact is there is no pandemic. Never has been. The main goal was to get rid of as many people as they can. I'm not going to say that word, because I'll probably get the video banned. And then enslave the survivors and make children sterile with poison. And then he's saying, because this is a wild, remember, guys, this guy he's a conspiracy theorist. And he said, look, guys, this guy's a conspiracy theorist, and he's saying the vaccine is a poison designed to kill you off over a short period. I don't know. So that's what he was saying in 2020. Now, if any information's come out about heart disease or, you know, death rate since then, you know, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But we do have we're in a very particular situation right now, guys. We're in a very particular situation. Darren is saying, never trust the BBC. Listen, guys, I know a lot of you guys give me hate. Not hate, criticism. I know a lot of you guys give me criticism, right, when I quote the BBC. If I'm quoting the BBC, I can't get done for fake news, and I'm quite safe, all right? And I feel like I'm quite safe when I'm doing these broadcasts, okay? You know, and I don't think we really need to go down any dark paths on the internet and find any obscure information when it's all there readily available for us on the BBC. Woody is saying we need to stay strong. Unity is our weapon right now. It's not about us anymore, but the future for our children. We will do whatever it takes. Right, guys, listen. Everybody, guys, can you do me a favor right now? If you want a better future for your children, I promise you, this is the way that people need to go right now, okay? If you want a better future for your children, can you all please do me a real big favor now? I'm not asking you to share or like or subscribe. I'm not asking you to send me any money. I'm not asking you to subscribe £30 a week and I'll come round on my motorbike and I'll look after you. I'm asking you to start a conversation with your friends and family. That's all I'm asking. And the conversation is this. What legal framework do we have in the United Kingdom to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government? Please, guys, just start that conversation. Start it with your mum, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, your gran, your kids, whoever, your mum, whatever. Start that conversation, guys, all right? That conversation needs to be had. Because without that conversation being had in Parliament, without Kemi Badenoch or Rupert Lowe or somebody standing up saying, right, Mr. Starmer, in the event that this government turns tyrannical, what legal framework do the citizens have to protect themselves? I.e., if there was a crazy law passed in the United Kingdom, and it was hurting people, what framework, what could we say? That is enough. I'm not going to comply because of these criteria have been met. We don't have any, guys, all right? And that's the problem. Everybody's focusing on, we're going to go down to London, let's put the flags up. Honestly, guys, what's it achieved? Literally, I would argue it's achieved nothing. And this time next year, things are going to be worse. They're going to be a lot worse, guys. They are. Right, what else have I got? We've got Ajax. We've got... right. So we've got misogyny now, guys. We've got a lot of misogyny coming out. So, misogyny. So the problem, all the problems in the United Kingdom, guys, are down to this guy here, look. Him, look. He's the problem. That's the problem there. That young boy, he could turn out to be a monster. So we need to protect ourselves for him. You know, we need to protect ourselves. How do we stop this kid becoming a monster? You know, when you think, look, guys, you know, if you're in the United Kingdom, you know, when you think, for example, I don't know, let me think of something wild. You know, when you think of like the rape gangs and you see their pictures, you know, pattern recognition, what's the first thing you think? You know, when you think of people doing stabbings, like, what do you think of? Like, what's the pattern recognition? Anyway, how do we stop young? I bet if this was something positive, that wouldn't be I bet if this was something positive about young children, I bet that'd be a different picture. But how do we stop this? Anyway, look, guys, what I'm going to share with you now is a young lady I've been commenting on for a long time. And I'll be quite clear, guys. I don't trust this woman. Hang on.
Are young white working class boys being unfairly targeted with this?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, first of all, look, guys, this is Jess Phillips. She's the safeguarding minister. And a lot of people would argue that she doesn't safeguard anyone. So, what I'm going to say is, I feel I'm a good judge of character. It's pushed me on in my career. I've never met her. I could be wrong. I get taken on some, I've been on some quite high-profile business meetings and governmental meetings, and people will always ask me my opinion. Sean, do you trust these guys? You know, Sean, Sean, are these guys legit? Sean, what do you think about these? So what I'm going to say from the get-go is something about her facial expressions, I don't know what it is, but I just don't trust her. All right. If I was in a look, guys, and I want to be quite clear, I might be wrong. This is just my opinion, right? If I was in a business meeting and she was across the table from me, or she was talking to one on the other side of the business meeting, I'd say, yeah, I don't trust her. That woman there, I don't know what her position, her role is in the company, but I don't trust her.
This is something that will be rolled out across the country. And look, the patriarchal norms and misogyny.
Patriarchal norms. What does that even mean?
Is not something that is confined to any one group in society, and so this is across the country and across. What we have committed to is rolling this out in every school by the end of the Parliament.
So what we've just seen there is, I want to. So for those of you guys who, saw the previous video where we're talking about FGM, right? So you guys know what FGM is. So that was a woman who said that it's her culture to do that, right? A woman, I would say, assaulting a girl. Her mother assaulting a girl. The mother, I'm assuming, is a woman. Now, that to me is horrific. But we're not mentioning that. You know, that is a cultural norm. So when she says, I don't even know what she said. When she said patriarchal norms or whatever, what does that even mean? We've literally got cultures that think it's okay to do FGM on women, but we're not mentioning that. We're going after 11-year-old boys at school. We need more masculinity, guys. We need more masculinity, not less. I promise you, with more masculinity, we deal with all the problems. Literally, all the problems go away with more men. Now, if you look what's happening in the United States, DJT, Donald James Trump, they're bringing in a warrior dividend and they're paying everybody in the armed forces. I think it's $1,776. I don't know if this is going to be every year, but you know, look how they're treating masculinity and strength in the United States. They're encouraging it. They want it. They want people to be strong. They want people to deal with their own problems. They want people to have less reliance on the government. They want people to say, no, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to deal with this shit. And that's where I think we need to go. She is self-obsessed. I just don't trust the guys. I might be wrong. I don't know. She may be wrong. I may be wrong, guys. I just don't trust her. I look at her and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. If she was like, if I went into a shop to buy something and she was the saleswoman, I would think she's going to screw me. I don't believe a word she's saying. That's what I would think. Look, guys, and I might be wrong. But if she was like, I don't know. If I went into a store to buy, I don't know. What do you buy? To buy a basket, right? If she was a basket saleswoman and I went in and she was trying to, I pick this is how bad it is, right? I would pick that basket up. I'd go to if I was in an antique store, right? And I saw a beautiful basket. You know, if I was in Baskets for Us, I've been there a few times. Baskets for Us. If I was in Baskets for Us, right? If I was in Baskets for Us, and she was a saleswoman, and I had a basket, I liked it, I was on my way to the till, and she came out and started to talk to me about that basket, I think, yeah, because she spoke to me, I think that basket's shit now, and I've put it back. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I literally need to go to the toilet. I'm gonna run to the toilet. I'm gonna have a wee, and when I get back, things are gonna go down. Look, guys, we are gonna go on a side quest. We're gonna go on a side quest. We're gonna be talking about we're going to be talking about aliens. We're going to be talking about multiple dimensions. We're going to be talking about wars, and we're going to be talking about energy harvesting. So if you guys want to tap out now, I appreciate that. But if not, wait around, guys, because things are about to go wild after I've had my way. I'm going to have my wild way. And if you are about to tap out, guys, make sure you've hit the like and the subscribe button down below, because I really appreciate it when you do that, guys. I'll be 2 seconds. I'm going to have a wee. I'll be back in a minute. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it is you guys are watching. So I am going to go down a wild path now, guys, and I'm going to try and keep this quick for two reasons. One, it's going to be a short video, and two, I've got roof repairs to do, okay? I've got roof repairs to do. So, right, let me... Sean is losing the plot more each day. Okay, I may be, but after this video, guys... Tell me what you think, okay? Tell me what you think after this video, guys, okay? Is it that one? That one. Right, so it's quite an old video. It's definitely an old video. It's an old video. The quality is not the best, but tell me what you guys think, okay?
I'm asking you to say what you read.
So this guy's called Bob Lazar. Now, allegedly, he worked on like secret back-engineered alien technology. And one of the things in his, one of the things in this guy's, when he talks about it, he said he went into a room and he had all these books on different projects, and he opened one of the books up, and he was talking specifically about religion. So let's see what Bob Lazar says about this.
Yeah, the only hardcore thing is that there is an extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thing. Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
Oh, come on, that's so weird. That's a lot.
I'm not asking you to say what you believe to be a fact. I'm asking you to say what you read in a report that is distributed at what may be the most top secret facility in the world. Okay, nice.
All right, I'll put it. It's so far out.
All right, your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how.
So what he's saying there is, I'll just, in case you missed it, he's saying that he read this document in a secret location. And look, guys, you guys can put whatever credibility you want on this. What he's saying is he read this document and it said that humans are containers.
That's how supposedly the aliens look at us.
And that's how the aliens look at us. So we're containing something.
That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers. And that's how we're mentioned in the documents. that religion was specifically created. So we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
So religion was created, he's saying, by the aliens, so we don't damage our containers. And guys, I promise you, this is going to get, as soon as I give my Raven spin on it, this is going to get wild.
The souls. Meaning,
well, the souls or the bodies, whatever. Right?
Meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use at some other point.
Right.
And that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures.
Yes.
It's like
that supposedly Jesus and two other beings were genetically engineered. They were implanted in people on Earth in biblical times, and their births were closely monitored. Now, just some little connections to that my wife had brought up were in the Bible. They said that the star had followed Mary wherever she went, and that all UFO sightings always start out as people, well, gee, that looks like a bright star, and well, in fact, they said in the Bible, the brightest star in the sky followed her where she went, and just make little connections like that.
Okay,
I don't know what else to touch on about.
So they're talking about, let me jump back on. Okay, so what they're talking about there is, and look, guys, it's totally up to you guys if you guys want to digest this or not, but I'm going to ask you guys another question now, right? Do you think we're heading towards a global conflict on an industrial scale? I do. And I've said to you guys quite a few times that I don't believe it's about money. Money's a big factor, yes, and lots of people are making lots of money, yes. But ultimately, if this was all about money, we'd be going into space. If it was about money and like enriching yourself, rather than building all these bombs and drones, people would be building spaceships and they'd be going into space and they'd be bringing gold back. That's what would happen if it was about money. Now, look, guys, this is wild. All right. They're talking about, he's saying that, again, you guys are welcome to question it or not believe it. But what he's saying there is humans are containers, all right? Containing what? I would say consciousness. Humans are containers for consciousness. Now, what happens when people are suffering when people are suffering, you get this like, this energetic, you ever walked into a room, right? And there's just been an argument. Literally, there's just like something really bad's just happened in that room. You walk in and you're like, Jesus, you cut the atmosphere in here with a knife. What's just happened? And then somebody, oh, she's just said this or that. You can tell, right? So what I'm saying is, and you can trace what I'm saying now, you can trace this back to like, if you start going down this rabbit hole, you go down, you end up at Haitian voodoo. Then you end up in South America, and you can trace these things back to, where there's human suffering. Now they talk about human suffering to appease the gods. So if you think about all these human, you know what, like they used to do to like the virgins, we need to do 12 virgins to appease the gods. Who are the gods? Are the aliens? And what I'm saying is, when we head in towards these wars, there's untold amounts of suffering. There's people on the front line, there's families, there's fear, there's anxiety. What if the planet Earth is just a big farm, one big energetic farm, and when we've got that many people on our planet, that's when the crop needs to be thinned. And that's when people harvest. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm going down a wild rabbit hole. I'm going down a wild rabbit hole, guys. I'm going down a wild rabbit hole there. Listen, guys, I am going to start to close this down now. There's some there's some words on here I can't repeat. Look, guys, the crux of this video, though, was, has the BBC just given an admission of evil by, you know, arresting the guy who said he wants to, you know, he wants to destroy evil? I don't know how that can be a negative thing if you want to destroy evil. Also, if you live in the United Kingdom, nobody can deny it now, this migrant crisis is out of control. You know, even the government themselves are saying, you know, that it's out of control. Unfortunately, nobody's making any moves to do that. And look, best case scenario right now, we have got until 2029 to deal, like, things are going to get worse. Things are going to get worse. I would say by 2029, we're already going to be in World War III, and maybe we're going to have another Labour government. I don't know. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a roof repair to do because my roof was leaking. I need to go on the roof. I need to deal with it. I'm going to be closing this down now. You guys are being fantastic. If you want to do one thing to take back control of your country and your friends, your family, have your children a bright future to grow up in, start that conversation with your friends and family, guys, okay? What legal framework do you have? Do we have? Do I have? Do you have? What legal way do we have to oppose the government if the government do something that we don't like? We don't have any. Literally, guys, we don't have any. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will close this down now. I'll be back on later tonight at 8. Oh, Zoe just sent a nice message there. Let me leave that on. Zoe sent a nice message saying, I love you lot. Glad I'm not alone on this. Much love. Right, guys, I'm going to close this down now. I'll be back on later this evening. I'll be back on at 8. Don't be late, guys. Like, why is not like, don't be late at 8. Don't be late because we're going to be on at 8 tonight, guys. It's Friday. Crazy stuff happens on a Friday. It may even happen while we're on the live stream. I don't know. Mad Friday. Be vigilant, guys, and I'll see you at 8.